And guys, let's jump into game number 8 here. DauT winning a game here in game number 7. Now we are looking at Steppe or Steppe. So we are having two different civilizations and interesting ones. I would say better ones for the Viper here. He's playing the Spanish and has a nice area here. Stone close by, gold area, gold close by, and also the berries. On the other side we have DauT, and he has beautiful access to stone and the berries as well. Defensive gold, not too accessible, and defensive wood, but that's how it should look like, I would say. Yeah. And for everyone who doesn't know, Steppe. So it basically is a nomad stat. You can decide where you place your TC, but you only have a horse that functions basically as a scout, but cannot attack, and you can always see the scout of your enemy as well. Goth versus Spanish. I fancy DauT's chances in this game. Why? If the Viper is able to go onto Conquistadors, Goth don't have the greatest answer. The Monk isn't too bad though, so yeah, let's see about this. And lots of deers around, so he has a map control in feudal age most of the time. Looks pretty solid, but yeah, it's super exposed, so we don't see people actually going for lots of deer there. Mayans by the Viper, yeah, he still has an open, right? I think I will do a long list for the day tomorrow, and they will probably finish the series, so that we can speculate a bit more about the civilizations and can think about possible picks as well. And the Viper going for a boar, pretty far away. Only 3 on wood. And the same for DauT. Just remember, drushing is not really an option because they are never exposed berries. The TC is most of the time pretty close to the wood line, so I believe that's probably the map where drushing is one of the worst options of the full land maps. Two very low HP villagers here, and DauT actually going for the deer here in the front. And only having 3 villagers on that. And the Viper now going for the deers at the front as well. Actually build a house here to already create somewhat of a wall. Could go for nice walls over here, like this area and over here, and then could easily secure those gold spots. But yeah, I believe he has enough gold and stone pretty close by anyways. So what's his plan? Will play fast castle. Doesn't look like it with only 3 villagers on wood here. And what will DauT do? Going for a second mill here. Interesting. So that's very intense. I'm expecting DauT to go for M&A, maybe towers as well. And the Viper is now up. No villagers on stone. Sending 2 on gold now. So seems like he will play... Oh, 5 on gold. No, okay. Thought for a small moment, 5 on gold. Nice and early up timings here. But a bit better for the Viper. Don't get confused by the population here. Think about that military is 0, since the horse does not count. Militia now. So the Viper will play this M&A defense against DauT, who will probably play this M&A offense. The big question is, when will he start to produce? Will he wait for feudal age and build them cheaper, or does he already start in dark age and has them out a bit earlier? I think if you go for Goth, both things are viable. There are some people... Oh, and DauT loses his horse here. Let's go into the point of view of DauT, and he can actually, as I said, see the horse of the Viper still in the fog of war. Now he's trying to go somewhat aggressively, sees the drush here. And yeah, the Viper, for example, always goes for the instant M&A. Look at that great eco. 4 villagers here to the front. And he has such a tight map. There's not a lot that DauT will be able to hit. Oh, and those villagers are actually... Are there 4 villagers to build a tower? Oh, only now going for loom. That's interesting. So what I want to say, the Viper is the one who always goes for the militia after he clicked up. To just get more out, but has them later. DauT still no M&A upgrade. It's going for double decks. And look at that! The Viper! A beautiful block there with the horse. And therefore killing the villager. So good. So good. DauT now building a tower, but that's far off. Like, that's not attacking anything. Is he on stone? Here's more villagers, so he mined a bit more than 50 stone, so he can build a second tower instantly. Going for the first house here is the Viper. Let's take a look where he will build his tower. Horse force indeed. Good horsey. And let's see how will DauT continue here. Walls the tower, that's super important, and I like that. As said, we have another attempt to kill a house. And yeah, they give 5 pop space as well, but only have 550 HP, so... Oh, only 500. Oh, I thought 550. Oh, was wrong. But that's... Yeah, so much easier to kill them. Take a look. We still have 2 villagers over here on gold. The Viper's still very active for M&A and his villagers. Let's take a look. He's building an offensive tower. DauT. He's sending in villagers now as well. Let's take a look. The Viper should see it. Do we get some quick walls here? And yes, we do. Now focusing on the villagers. Needs to micro back. Let's take a look. The horse again is back at it. Does what it does best, being the horse force, and gets a second villager. Now he could microwave. 3 villagers already down, and the tower will go up as well. The Viper, yeah, he has very little army at the moment, 6-0. But I wanted to say he's in a good spot, but honestly, he has an even amount of villagers. So he really sacrificed his villager production here quite heavily. At the moment, I wanted to say the Viper in a beautiful spot. But honestly, DauT 6 pop ahead. Now building a defensive tower. Is he maybe thinking about switching? No. Huh. He sees the offensive tower here by DauT though. Will he get a villager? Probably not. DauT should pull and maybe even kill the tower indeed. Not much he can do. At the moment, DauT is getting more resources. He has more army, he has more map control. What is the good thing for the Viper? Now it's even building the right hand side. Now he's doing a nice trick, having villagers over here, and they obviously want to drop up the wood. So you just click them on gold, for example. Now look at that, she wants to go back, but is blocked. So he will click her on gold, and then click her back on the tree. So we'll lose the 10 wood and can get new 10 wood out of this tree. Did you see? Pops! And now clicking back on that. So that's how you overchop. Now defensive tower, even 2 defensive towers. Oh, and the Viper, is he building it? He's building an aggressive tower. I believe he needs a defensive one as well. He has so many villagers on stone, he should be fine. Take a look. DauT, is he building? Oh, no reaction by DauT. What is happening here? He should see it, but he's not reacting. 240 stone. He's still active over here. DauT APM, and this tower of the Viper will go up. Seems like both players kind of going into the castle age. Take a look. Villager still very high HP. Let's micro that one back. 16 HP. Oh, actually, he is not. Oh, yeah, now he is. So that tower will go up. Some villagers will lose some HP, but that's it. Same time, the aggression at the front is completely stopped as well. And it feels like the Viper should be able to go into Castle Age here. If he adds 10 more farms. At the moment he is looking at 6 farms. Now buying food heavily. Interesting stuff. Oh, that's an interesting M&A. Will distract that villager. And DauT, he has 2 farms, has 5 farms. Now rushing out of market. How does he have so much food left? We'll head his berries. Viper seems like he needs to get himself. Let's take a look if he can quick wall. Not really. M8 attacking again. Should we delete that palisade wall and should micro the villager back? Let's see. Maybe just go over here, delete that wall. Oh, actually he's not reacting. So might lose that villager. Oh! Tower actually killed us. But the Viper didn't realize. Huh. DauT now. Finding some food as well. It's really rushed into Castle Age by both players. Yeah, he should get that one up, yeah, indeed. And take a look. DauT now clicked up to Castle Age and is going on stone. So that will be Huskals forcing the Viper to go for Conquistadors. That's an interesting position he's putting himself in. I'm not 100% sure if that's like the perfect unit he wants to go for. The Viper didn't scout that left-hand side. That's a bit surprising to me. So he doesn't really have an answer to potential raids on that left-hand side. But first he needs to go for Castle Age. At the moment, the food price is at 140 already. I'm sending in more villagers over here. What's he doing? Needs to expand because he doesn't have enough stone anymore. Did go for 5 defensive towers. What is that one as well? Interesting. Now that's a ballsy move by Mr. DauT. I believe he can get a castle up. Feels like DauT is in full control. Going for more walls here. Nice defensive stone. DauT. Defensive tower trying to... How many towers by the Viper as well? Really distracting food eco. But yeah, being forced to build that defensive tower, DauT at the moment does not have enough stone to build an aggressive castle. Viper now up, but over 2 minutes later than his opponent. Guy still being down 5-2 here. Mr. Grass DauT himself. DauT can raid with Huskal, it's over. Yeah, agreed, but it's not that easy. Very tight castle now coming up. The Viper sees everything. Going for stone, is completely walled. And now going for the stable is the Viper. Maybe he needs to build 1 or 2 knights before he can go onto Kongs. But first he probably needs to wall everything with some palisades before he gets onto some Kongs. Where should he build his castle? I'm not 100% sure, honestly. It feels like delete that house and build it here. The farm running dry. Not really. Maybe delete this one with 77 food and then build a castle here. Would be an option. So there's an idle villager. Oh, and yeah, he can't re-wall this area. Well, somewhat he can. Still has a tower, it's in range of the TC, so it's somewhat okay. Going for bloodlines now. Did I hear a monastery already? Yes, so he's already picking up relics. Needs to get onto a lot of monks as well. +1 defense. The Viper now deleting his back part here. And we'll build a castle very defensively, protecting everything. Oh, and Viper now is shooting that open. But everyone who plays a lot of Age of Empires knows that bug. If you try to shoot a building and you queue up another unit, it always refocuses the castle. So you need to click on it manually. Huskal's now in. No rewall by the Vipers. Idling some villages. 2 villages ahead is the Viper, but I believe he is also wheelbarrow behind. First relic picked up. Gold is still enough on the map for the Viper, and now he should be the one going for a lot of comms, and maybe he can do the same that DauT did to him last game. +2 defense for DauT. Let's see, the Viper is still 2 towers up here at the front, going for some knights, wants to be aggressive here, and might get some kills for himself. Obviously not too great against small number of monks as well. Kongs are the best castle age unit. Well, cost efficient wise, for sure. That's interesting farm. Obviously not allowing him to rewall there as well. So could have thought about building it a bit differently. Or maybe building some stone walls. Oh, I need to really delete that knight. Is he really going for it? Wow, that's a bad move. But well, now the monk has no mana, so that's why he's going for it. And just trying to snap the monk. But gave up the knight. Trying to micro against that one now. Where is the rest of the Kongs? And he needs to go for mass Kongs, that's for sure. Oh, still has 3 sneaky... Oh god, guys. You know what might come up? The Viper moved from Norway to Chile. He might go for double Kongs in Castle Age. He has enough stone. It could. Yeah, he could build one over here. That would be so ugly. Mana. Well, you could call it mana, you could call it faith, you could also call it monk juice. Oh, guys, no second castle, please. My nightmares could come true. Oh, there it is. There it is. And there's no real answer. He will send in all his Kongs over here. At the same time, 3 villagers will try to get that castle up. That would mean the end of that TC. Let's take a look. Should focus down. Is killing those Huskars first. Needs to go out of range so that the monk stops. Now the monk still has all the random number generation, but gets a kill. Beautiful move. Viper, let's take a look over here. The castle's still going up. Ooh, Huskars actually in the back here. And he needs to re-wall. Is doing that with all 3 villagers. 1 kill here. Villager count at the moment 10 to 15, but it's 10 Kongs. Let's take a look. Still no answer by a defensive tower, for example, by DauT. Let's take a look. And getting so many kills in. DauT now up to Imperial Age though. So, Pop 49 Imp? That sounds interesting to me. Let's call it that way. And on what TC is he upping? DauT. And that front TC. I believe it will still go up. But let's stay on that. I'm calling it interesting. Because the Viper will obviously not expect that. Why Imp? Well, he wants to go and win the trap war over here, I would assume. And he thinks if I can get the castle, I need to lead the skirms. Probably the answer, yeah. Another monk snipe down. Now the Viper's KD, look at that, 20 to 8. Uh-oh, is getting 1 current against him. DauT actually double clicked on that 1 Kong, so that didn't help too much. 51%. And now it's double Kongs, guys. I have no idea how to counter the strategy. I've seen people crying for days, having nightmares for weeks, and quitting Age of Empires forever after losing to double Kong. So probably the series could end here at 6-2 in a best of 21, the final score, because after double Kongs, DauT will quit this game. Lead Huskar, he does not have the eco. Look at that, 48 villagers. His food amount is 15 farmers at the moment. So he will very unlikely have the resources to go for elite Huskars. He's now trying to switch into halberdiers, but even that, Expo is pretty much the best thing you can do. Well, enough monks is fine. Now Imp. Viper won't really be impressed. Let's take a look. That one really. And the Viper is now going for that one in the front. If he gets that castle, I'm not sure that makes so much difference, honestly. Now sending all the Huskars to the front, but that castle will lose a lot of HP. At the same time, some raids coming in. We will stay on that castle. 3k HP. No villagers around to repair. He had 3 villagers here. Now going over, let's take a look. 1 trap is out, 1.2k HP. I can still see 4 rams. I can still see 3 rams. Make that enough to kill the castle here. 300 HP, 200 HP, 100 HP. Guys, still 1 ram. Oh god, it dies in the last second. It dies in the last second. The ram didn't live for more than a second there after the castle went down. What a sick move here by the Viper. Exactly the right amount. DauT was just a bit late. Not repairing with his villagers, although they were close by. Ay, nearly, oh boy. And yeah, now just killing the trap, I believe. the Viper unstoppable now. The whole strategy of DauT was to get those traps out and kill the castle of the Viper. The castle will live, and even then he had a second castle. This is GG, guys. He's up to 20 villagers, military, absolutely uncountable, and DauT, GG! Oi. So that was very climactic there at the end. And I think if he saves that castle, kills the Kongs around, and can snipe down the one TC that the Viper only has, the one castle, and it's impossible to kill those. Because like if some Harbiers and Huskarls are in the castle, he just needed to pull those villagers and repair. And it would have been, I think it looks way better. Let's call it that way. Not sure if he wins, but would have been a very good spot. Let's call it that way. So achievements. KD obviously super brutal, but that's what we saw in the game before. Conquistador was just being so incredibly good there in Castle Age. I know everyone will whine. I see the Reddit threads coming up. How can you ever beat Spanish? Is Spanish the new Indians? Is Spanish the new Huns? Yes, guys. You heard it here first. Spanish is the strongest civilization.